we'll figure something out. You can't do this anymore.
So I took a serious pay cut just to take the job I had because I didn't have to work as much as I was. One of the other things that you'd have to take into consideration when it comes to Bediquette is the sleeping arrangements. For example, I have trouble sleeping on my left side. I'm more of I sleep on my stomach, which is weird to a lot of people. I don't know why that is. But I can't sleep on my left side. And so if I do sleep on a side, it is on my right side. Jay, on the other hand, likes to sleep on her left side, which puts her back towards me.
Yeah.
And Crow sleeps on his back. So that has Jay in the middle, kind of typically cuddling Crow. Occasionally she'll roll over and cuddle me. At other times she'll be on the couch because she's too fucking hot.
Yeah. Generally, my body pillow is there too, in between whomever.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So.
Well, so it makes it difficult for me to hold Jay if I'm sleeping on my left side. I'll hold her for a little bit, rub her head, make sure she's nice and comfy, and have her go to sleep. And then I'll roll over on my stomach and go to sleep.
Or sometimes I'll lay on my back and rub both of your heads till you both go to sleep.
Fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Actually, a lot of times I do that.
Yeah.
That's the thing about any kind of sleeping logistics is you're almost never compatible. In fact, it's almost laughable how many people sleeping next to each other, their patterns just make the whole situation awkward.
Right.
It's just a thing. It's almost like you almost can't statistically, I think more couples and polys should have better situations by accident than actually happen. It's almost like there's some kind of grand design going on to make everybody incompatible when they sleep together. It's just a thing. It's whether the size of the person, where they lay their head on the pillow, ends up, this person's blowing their breath directly into your face.
Which I can't take.
This person, I have a tendency, this is a weird thing that I know that I do, is I look up.
You do.
When I sleep, I look up. I cannot sleep with my head normal, and I literally can't breathe if I'm looking down when I sleep. If my head is pointed down, it's just a weirdness. So, people are like, oh, "Why are you turning away from me?" I can't sleep any other way. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's not the fact that I don't want to be next to you. It's not the fact that I don't want to hold you. It's the fact that I can't. If I want to sleep, things can't be a certain way.
Right.
And I challenge bed makers. Make a bigger than king for poly families. I mean, come on. I would totally get one.
Well, we had wall bed in the last house.
We did have wall, but it was a king and a queen put side by side.
Right.
But there was the Mariana Trench in the middle.
See, I actually like the trench.
Yeah, I did too, because you could cuddle up on the higher side of the bed. Mm. Yeah.
And also, the other bed made a... So this is, just a suggestion for anybody out there who's struggling with bed logistics in their polycule. Try just clearing out the bedroom to a point where you can, and if you have to do what we did, we had to put bureaus and dressers in the closet and stuff it in with the clothes and make it was tight in there in a walk-in closet. But we got everything out of the way so that we could have wall bed. Mm-hmm. And it made a big difference because with a king and a queen side by side, we actually had an egress point so that there was less bed shaking when stuff was happening and other people were trying to sleep.
The king was the king bed is a memory/spring mattress. It's a hybrid. The other queen bed was a spring mattress. I could not sleep in that queen for nothing at all. It was painful for me. I would wake up in severe pain if I slept in a bed.
And X hated it too.
Right.
But Crow and I loved it.
Right. Yeah. And so they left me and X.
And it was a cooler bed. So you would often find me like over against the wall on that bed.
Trying to escape.
Yeah, because I get so hot
Seriously,
at night.
she'd be clawing at the wall.
Literally. I got video of that. It was terrifying.
Well, that was a different
that's a whole different thing.
But if I want to kind of return back to something that I used to do. So the definition of egress, for those who don't know what an egress room is, or egress place, I guess, is egress is the action of going out of or leaving a place. And I first heard of this term from our dear friend, family member, back when a dear friend, family member of ours was trying to design a house for us. and find a poly house that would be fitting for all of us. And this was before we went on the hunt for this house that we bought here. And he suggested that we have an egress room, or whoever.
Somebody suggested an egress
Someone
room.
suggested an egress room. And I was like, what the hell does egress even mean? Who the hell has an egress room? I don't even understand what that is. I thought it was just the most ludicrous idea ever. And then we actually all moved in together.
And thought, you know what? An egress room might make a hell of a lot of sense.
You know, when those people that feel like having sexy time but can't because, one, the living room is off limits because all the kids are out there, or, you know, you don't want to be caught or whatever, or two, there are some people sleeping in the bedroom, but you need some place to be able to go. You can either get creative or have an actual designated space for that.
Yeah, a couple times on the floor of the closet is fun. After that, it just feels weird.
But not just for that, though. When you feel like staying up late, when you want some alone time, when you know, lots of different things. A bunch of us were night owls. And, you know, sometimes we just don't feel like going to bed right away. And everybody else does. So that gives you a space to kind of get away. So an egress room or an egress space is a really good idea. But, yeah, it has to be done respectfully. And an egress room, the idea of that is a room off of the side of the bedroom that you have your own space in, that you can do whatever you want, really. Like,
it's preferably soundproof and...
No, you can...
Kidding.
You can have your sexy time in there, and you can have your personal time in there. Basically anything that would get you away from...
the person who has to sleep.
Or the people who are sleeping in the other room.
Or need to rest at some point.
Here's the way you do it if you're trying to work out the details on such things. I kind of favor the etiquette of it's sleeper's choice, and you should kind of take it with grace. Of the person who needs to sleep can be like, can you guys take this into the next?
Yeah.
Can you go into the other room?
But there are limits to that.
Well, sure.
The thing is that if somebody is a constant napper, where they have to get like 15, and I'm not talking about myself.
Oh no.
When you have somebody that has to take at least 15 naps a day, I'm not calling out you nappers. I understand a nap a day is fine, but when it's somebody is like, we were going to go in the bedroom, however, I need a nap first.
Yeah.
Or this person needs a nap first, and we're going to... It's like, well, come on.
Well, some of us have health concerns or medicines or things like that make us sleep more often.
Right, that's totally understandable.
Absolutely. But that's the thing of if you're kind of... It's one of those things where you just got to keep it real with each other. If one of you is having sexy time at an odd hour for your family schedule, go ahead and just do it. Just take it into a different place so that the other person can sleep or the other people can sleep. And if you're the one that needs to sleep 15 times a day or whatever, take your nap elsewhere.
Right.
Take it to a quiet place elsewhere. We have this wonderful place to nap in good weather out on the covered deck.
Yeah.
Out here
in the patio.
Yeah. This house that we found isn't quite the palace that our friend designed for us, but it's really close.
Yeah.
It's the closest we can get
for
our price range and for everything else. And we actually have a patio. And for Jay's birthday, I bought her, we bought her a
hammock swing.
A hammock swing.
Yeah, it's amazing. I love it.
Didn't
I really love it.
For it. So it's nice and it's comfy.
But the separate space can also be used for individual date time.
Right.
Yeah.
So, like, you could have a TV set up in there. You could have different things set up in there so that
vibrating spinning bed.
If you have, 10 people in your polycule and you co-sleep, then however many of you are deciding to spend your personal time together that night, if you're doing date nights or whatever, you could go into that room. Or you could,
pillow room.
Whatever it is. But you can use it for so many different things, but it really is helpful to have a separate space.
Mm-hmm.
For whatever.
Yeah, for whatever. The individual time.
It can be super important to get some kind of privacy, even in a polycule. And some time of solitude when you're in a polycule. Because, when you all live together, private time is in short supply.
Especially if you have kids.
Yep.
I mean, even if you don't,
Yeah.
even
Can
if
you
you
repeat
don't, there's, if you're all in the same homestead and there's, I don't know, 10 of you, well, your alone time becomes quite
Scarce.
Scarce, yeah. We are graced today by the
Pseudo-affectionate Jack.
Yeah, we affectionately call him Jackass.
He is the drop kicker of doors.
Yeah, he takes a running
Leap
or start from the top of the second floor stairs all the way around down the stairs to our bedroom door and drop kicks it to see if it will open. And when it does, he just comes in, looks around like, huh, good.
Yeah.
And then he leaves.
And leaves. Just to see. Just to check.
Yeah.
Because he can.
When it doesn't open, it still makes a rather thunderous crash.
Scares the crap out of us.
Boom! Yeah. It sounds like the police are using the ram.
On our bedroom door.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, one of the...
Jack's rubbing his butt on the microphone.
One thing that we're going to talk about in the future is actually the sexy time bedroom etiquette.
I thought we were talking about that now.
No, not necessarily. I mean, because that's a whole separate thing.
How is this a whole separate thing?
Leading back into the Bediquette, if you have a bathroom in your bedroom, that is something that you need to try to consider and schedule, layer out your wake-up times and your showers in the morning and getting ready, and sometimes even just thinking ahead about things like what you're going to wear the next day, so that you have your clothes laid out, so you don't have to open the closet doors, you don't have to open all of the doors, and because no matter how quiet you try to be, if someone's a light sleeper, you're going to end up waking them up.
Jay.
Yeah. And depending upon how well they take to being woken up, you could be confronted with a lot of different things. Just Jesus.
No, that's Jack, not Jesus.
Whatever. Anyway, so you could take care of a lot of potential issues if you just think ahead a little bit and get your clothes laid out for the night before, put them in the bathroom, put them where you're going to be getting ready. Just try to be quiet when you're opening and closing doors, when you're opening and closing dresser drawers, when don't turn the lights on. Find a way to quietly do your things.
Mm-hmm. I always try to be careful, and I don't know how much I wake you up. Is my dresser doors? Well, first of all, the top drawer sticks, which is kind of like you think you're pushing it right, and you think it's going to go in, and about every 8th attempt, it slides smoothly.
I wonder if that happens to be from slamming it all the time.
From when somebody was slamming it while I was trying to sleep? Yeah,
maybe,
that's possible. Yeah. But literally, the handles that what do you call it? The fittings, the handles, they're semi-detached, so they are handles like you can put your fingers in. And
so they make extra noise.
They make a rattling noise, which is actually kind of cool during the day, but while you're sleeping,
right?
Yeah,
it's this ching 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 ching, boom, ching 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 ching.
Yeah,
and it's you almost can't avoid. I've tried. I've even braced my towel after getting out of the shower. Braced my towel against it to try to muffle and keep them tight, and they still rattle.
Well, there's a lot of things you're not going to know until you are in the situation. And I think one of the biggest things is just communicate your needs. Take a sip.
Yeah, and that's it. I mean, that's that's kind of the way things work, is that you have to communicate, because I do get grumpy when I don't sleep.
He really does. And we try our best to make, if you see somebody is overexerted and just overexhausted, take that extra effort and time to make sure they get the rest that they need. Put them in bed, tuck them in, and give them that time
sexy
that
time.
They need.
They're probably too tired for that.
They're too tired for sexy time. That can come after, when we come to wake you up after you've been sleeping for a while.
Just oral sex them to sleep.
That could work.
Oh yeah, that's worked so well in the past.
Well, after, I mean,
he got to sleep eventually.
Yeah.
Right?
Anyway, yeah, just communicate your needs because nobody's going to be perfect.